Okay, we're venturing still in quadratics. 2 days. We're going to talk about the quadratic formula first, and then complete the square. Our focus today is going to be on completing the square. Okay. I'm just going to make up one and hope it works. Okay, we're going to solve for the zeros of f using the quadratic formula. We're going to do both today. I'm just giving you a quick bam into the quadratic formula to remind you what it is. And then we're going to spend a majority of our day on. All right, who has it memorized? They're now my favorite students. If you can solve this without me, just go ahead and do it. No problems there. I'm not going to hold you back. Can somebody tell me what A, B, and C are? Don't forget the negatives. Plug them in, plug them in. Are we okay with me not explaining that? Oh, there should be a square there. Thank you. You got to watch me today, I'm telling you, because I'm going to do stuff like this. That's what happens when I don't listen to smart people. Are you okay with plugging that in? Anybody not?
What's the square root of 44?
It's between 6 and 7. I think you made an error.
Did you square the b?
I did. So negative 8 squared is 64. Positive. It's negative 8 times negative 8. And then you have negative 4 times 2 times negative 3 is plus 24. Right? So 8 plus or minus the square root of 88 over 4. Okay. Can I divide 88 by 4? No. Why? 88 is isolated from everything. You can't manipulate it with the other numbers, but you can. Remember this. Split it into a perfect square times something. What's the square root of 4?
2.
And then I can take a 2 out of every term, right? So 4 plus or minus root 22 over 2. That should be reviewed from last year and 2 years ago. And I don't know who you had as a teacher 3 years ago, so I can't say. But I do know how we were performing as a math school. Yep. Let's just say we've doubled our proficiency the last 2 years. I have no idea who that is.
Miss Lau taught us the quadratic formula.
That was the worst teacher I ever had.
Yeah, but she taught the quadratic formula.
I never learned it. I don't know.
Okay, this is a perfectly acceptable answer right here. This is okay. You can leave it. Square root of 22 is irrational. That's a perfect answer. If you want to get decimals to graph it, that's fine too. I don't know what they are, but 4 plus somewhere around 4.5 and negative 0.5, I guess. Anybody have those hammered up? You got to be kidding me. Bubbles?
You can't be angry.
My bubbles. Anybody got the decimals there?
What?
9.38 is what I got.
What?
9.38.
I have 4.3.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. I don't know why you got 9.38, Jared.
4 negative 0.3.
So in all my years of math, I've never bought this.
Like I was saying out loud.
Okay, so there's the quadratic formula. If you sketch the graph, it'll look something like that because those are the x-intercepts. Okay. Are you okay using that? Yeah, I figured that. So, I stole somebody else's material, so. Okay, so this is going to be the meat of today. Okay, so I'm going to try to build kind of a conceptual understanding here in your brains, geometrically and algebraically. Okay. So, is this a square? Okay. That? No.
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 Not a square. Okay. Why is it not a square? It's funny. Can you define that mathematically?
I have more than 4 sides.
Okay, that would be one condition it violates. What does it need to be a square?
Not all sides.
Okay, not all sides are the same size. Good.
Quarter.
We need to fill this in, right?
25 cents.
So, okay, we already went over that. You need to fill in the bottom section. Okay, you can do a quadratic with squares. This is what we're doing, we're completing the square. Okay. This is an x times an x, right? If I label this as an x, this area is x squared. How many x by 1? This is x here. Or sorry, 1 and x. So what's the area of that?
X times X is X squared. Okay. This dimension is 1 times X, so what's the area? Yeah. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 4 X's. That's what the bars are. And then we have the 4 small tiles, which are each 1 by 1. So X squared plus 4X plus 4, right? From yesterday, what are our factors? So the front square from yesterday, the factors are outside.
Square with 2 equals 0. Equals 0 equals 4.
This is already completed though. See how it's a square? Geometrically? That's where we have algebraically square. Because they're the same size. We have 2 dimensions, the same size. This is more of a geometric representation. Are you with me? You don't look like it.
Technically, I'm good with every not adding.
Okay. The question is, how do I use that to complete the square? Okay, so here's a technique you can use to complete the square. I haven't given you tiles. Okay. Let's do the first one here. So there's an X squared, right? How many X's are there? 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? How many little boxes do I need in here? 16. It's 4 by 4, right? So my completed square is an X squared plus 8X plus 16. This,
Why did you show us this last year?
it doesn't always work. Well, it always works, it's just it's really kind of difficult with the negatives and stuff.
Yeah, but last year we were doing simple stuff like this. Why did you show us this last year? It made my life so much easier.
I know. That's why I'm showing you this here. So you've probably noticed I've been able to put a little bit more time into the instructional pieces here. So I'm not in the master's degree program anymore. It's nice. So what did I do to 8 to get 16? Okay. When I do the 4 here though, you get 4. Multiplying by 2 works. Okay, so that doesn't work. What else could I do here to get 16 or 4? 8 times 4 is not 16.
8 divided by 2 times 4.
Okay, does that work here? What's 4 divided by 2? Times 4. Okay, so that method doesn't work. Can I make a suggestion? Keep this. Okay, that's part of it. What's the other part?
Oh. Oh.
Right? That works every time. So algebraically, this is the b term over 2 squared. Gives us that number. That's the one. Algebraically, that's what works. So geometrically, works really well with the positives. I can't give you any guidance on the negatives. Okay? I haven't got that far yet, but and then algebraically, if I have what's that number? Using that right there. And what I want to do is squared.
So can you just split the x value in half and multiply it by 2 times squared? That's exactly what I'm saying.
So I can, yes, that's exactly what you do. You have a little better picture of it this time in your heads. And I say that a lot because I'm a visual learner, so if you're not, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, we got some answers there. That was to build kind of your conceptual understanding of completing the square. Let's see. Here's another method. Okay, so you have some tools there, geometrically, algebraically. Let's use the Punnett square now.
What was there? What was there? Oh, man. Where's the two first?
Okay, how many x's do we have? 2 of them. One of them here, one of them here. Because they have to add up to 2, right? Remember that from yesterday? These add up to 2x. Okay, what does that mean is right here? Okay, a 1, because 1 times x is x. And here, a 1. 1 times x is x. 1 times 1 is 1. There's our completed square. All right, so that's another method, right? So geometric, pure algebraic, or kind of a blend of the two. Take your pick. This one I find super easy. Right? And then always remember to write it as a completed square. Huh? Okay, so let's go through okay, so I'm going to add the next step in there. Now that we can complete the square, the question is, can you use that to solve these quadratics? Because you can use this method to graph it very easily, to solve for mix, min, and max, and to find the zeros. But this is the single best method to use for quadratics. It's the hardest, but it's the best. First of all, move this 8. Leave a blank spot here. Okay, so do you want to do it algebraically with the Punnett square?
No, how did you do it last year?
Why do you want to do it?
Okay, let's do both ways. Let's do both ways. If you can do this, it's the fastest. Okay, what's 8 divided by 2 squared? Or use your Punnett square. What do these numbers need to be? There's your number, 16. It doesn't matter to me what you use. Okay, whatever's easiest. All right, so our next step. Are you with me? Okay, what's the side total here? And I factor that to what? Yep. All right. This is a positive, so it looks like this, right? It has a minimum. At -4, -8. So it's the opposite of each of these. Okay, so that's your minimum. That's where the vertex is. Okay, let's continue to find the zeros. Okay, how can I solve for x? Yeah, square root. All right, so I'm going to square root both sides. Remember, it's positive or negative √8. And then subtract 4. So I get -4 plus or minus √8 equals x. Those are your zeros. Uh-huh. You can decimal them if you want. Okay, what are the decimals of that? What? Okay, so that's 2.83. So -4 plus 2.83 is like -1.17 and -6.83. You can leave it, yes. Now you can graph it really easily. Okay, here's our minimum, right? -4, -8. And then our x-intercepts, -1.17, -6.83.
There's your graph. This method's awesome because you can do everything with it. Okay. Any questions? Do you remember what to do? If that happens. What if there's a 2 here? Yeah, you have to take it out. So your first step would be actually, I would add 4 first. And then I would take a 2 out. This is where you have to be careful. What's this number? Right. 4 divided by 2 squared is 4. Does that mean this is a 4?
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Yes.
Okay, the answer is no,
Okay.
because it's 2 times 4.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's where you got to be careful with this one. Okay, you put a 4 inside a times 2, so you have to put 2 times 4 over here. It's 8. Okay, so any questions? I think you have a lot better handle on this year.
Yeah.
We're going to practice completing the square a little bit. Here's just a guide sheet. The homework is not due till Tuesday. So I won't be here tomorrow. No idea. It might be in this year.
Yes.
But I'm not making any guarantees.
I don't have this one.
If this sheet is just a basic check, to make sure you got this, completing the square. This Peter and Peter are going to do that training and talk about it. After I find this work one,
So you get 3 bit.
it's just a very basic deal. When you're done with this, we can check your answers, because I have an answer key. Don't have to, but it's a good way to do it. Here's the sheet we're doing if you're offline.